All right. Mid-January 2018. Joe Putnam here. This is a book review of James Wesley Rawls' book, How to Survive the End of the World as We Know It. Subtitled Tactics, Techniques, and Technologies for Uncertain Times. This was published in 2009 by Plume Books. This is a October 2009 first printing. I think this book retails for $18 new. I bought a used copy for about $8 including shipping from Amazon, as an individual seller on Amazon. It's about 300 pages, divided into, I believe, 14 chapters and a few appendixes. And it is interesting. I really wasn't thrilled by it. I really don't recommend it to most people, but I thought it's worth talking about what I think and why. The bottom line is, this book is about prepping, not agrarianism. This book is about disaster survival, temporary, be it a 6-month disaster or a 10-year disaster, but a temporary survival to put the quote-unquote big machine back in order once it's all done. It's not about a return to the land and sustainable agrarianism. So if you're an agrarian, you need to know that straight up. If you're a suburban prepper, you'll love this. This book really is aimed at middle-class, upper-middle-class, wealthy suburban preppers. And he pretty well admits that toward the end of the book, where he talks about most of us won't be able to live at our retreats because of our jobs in the city. This book is for people that want to basically work a job in the city or suburbs, make good money at a corporate job, and have a retreat stockpiled with all kinds of survival supplies that they can hopefully run to when the collapse starts and live in the country by people they basically don't know, unless they formed a retreat community of other proposition people that agree with them but don't know the locals. It's not a wise idea. Rawls wants you to there's some good information in this book about like purifying water and how much food you might need to live for 2 years and stuff. There's some good information on guns if you're not familiar with guns. If you're already a gun guy, you'll be beyond what he has to say here. The bottom line is this book wants you to buy. You need to buy food, several years worth of food for each family member, medical supplies, all kinds of tools, night vision, body armor, multiple types of radios, multiple types of charging systems for your radios, generators for your house, backup battery panels of deep cycle batteries like for golf carts. You need to have multiple types of vehicles, including diesel, gasoline, maybe propane to have powered also. If you can, get a motorcycle for your get out of Dodge trip. You need to have a tractor, preferably diesel. If you can, buy a Caterpillar dozer. Seriously, I'm not joking. He says this kind of stuff. And for fire security at your retreat, you might want to see if you can pick up a 30 or so year old used fire truck like a town sold off a surplus. It's crazy. I mean, he wants you to buy and then buy some more. This book is all about consumption, not about production. This is not about the way of our ancestors. This is not about sustainable agrarianism. This is about buying. Prepping sells. Agrarianism does not sell. Look at Bunker's books, Surviving Off-Grid, which was published, I think, in 2011. It's got about 200 some reviews. This book by Rawls was published about 2 years earlier, has over 800 reviews on Amazon. It sells. This book, it's not of a lot of good use if you're already a country boy who's been raised out here and spent your whole life here in the country. Gardening, wood stoves, these kind of things. It's going to have some information, but not a lot. If you're in the city or the suburbs and you're just starting to think about prepping or agrarianism, there will be some information in here that would be of value to you. I will close by saying you will note his name is James Wesley, Rawls. That is a sovereign citizen thing. James Wesley Rawls is deep into the Patriot America, revive the Constitution, that kind of stuff. He is also definitely anti-racist and makes an anti-racist statement in the first 20 pages or so of the book. He's also a rabid supporter of the Zionist occupation government of Palestine, aka the State of Israel. Rawls' first novel, which I think before he started his survival blog was and got really famous that way maybe, was that he was called Patriots, and it had to do with a bunch of people who got together of different races, including a Christ-rejecting Jew, to form a survival group, and a few of them lived in Idaho, and the rest lived all over America, and they all ran back to Idaho when the collapse happened so they could survive and start the war to restore America and the Constitution and kick out the UN, and it's kind of bizarre. I guess I haven't read his other novels, but he's got a recent one up about where a bunch of venture capitalists and an Israeli art dealer get together to start a whole new nation in the disputed borderlands of Africa so that everyone who's Christian can flee there to be safe from the global Islamic caliphate. I mean, Knowing that novel existed, I probably shouldn't have wasted my time buying this book, but I did anyway. So there is some decent information in here, but it's not an agrarian mindset. It is a prepper, suburban, consumer, Federal Reserve note, good job, buy stuff mindset. So I really don't recommend it, but there is some information for people just starting out. So if you like this video, please tell everybody else about my channel, your friends, and check out my WordPress blog, God, Kin, and Soil. Joe Putnam signing out.